system will take only one entry. The second entry it throws an error. It says like already the key exists.
Oh, yeah. That's happened. Yeah. Okay.
So you need to take it as a unique, different code for the
Okay.
business areas.
Right. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So then I created the second one as a different code.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
What it is. So we have seen a small, enterprise structure with respect to the finance part. Okay, with respect to the finance part. Now, see, the example was, R001. It is a unique code for call, Mumbai. The like R002 for Pakistan. Okay, so this is how it is. And now we'll move a little further into the subject matter. This is financial accounting global settings. Okay. Now we are setting up the additional global environment for the configuration part. Okay. What are the global settings is, what is the fiscal year, how is the postings considered, what are the posting periods, and what are the fields which are used for posting, and what are the documents which are used, document types or transaction types which are used for the posting of the transactions, and what are the, this is a technical thing again, number ranges, identification of the documents entered into system. See, example, I had a transaction done, the company has a transaction done like a cash account, a data to bank account. Okay. Cash to bank is the transaction entry. Now the end user is posting this transaction into the SAP system, right? Okay. And now the system should identify this entry with a unique code or unique number. Like some first 1,00,001 will be the transaction number, 1,00,002 will be the next transaction number, 1,00,003 will be the next transaction number. Like in this manner, we will be setting up a range for the documents. Okay. At the time of configuration, I'll tell you again. See, this is regarding the fiscal year. Fiscal year is any year. Okay. It's an year. Practically speaking, it's an year. When you look at the types of years, we have two types. We see the two types of years. One is calendar year, other one is accounting year. Okay, this is what we see in the common business scenarios. Calendar year, it starts from January to December. Okay. It starts from January to December. And accounting year, it starts from April to March. Okay. And in SAP, there is another functionality or another facility given, that is shortened fiscal year. Okay. There is a third type, shortened fiscal year. This shortened fiscal year could be 6 months considered as a year, or 8 months considered as a year, or any of the requirements as required. Okay. Like suppose if you look at the countries, where the heavy snowfall, like Switzerland, there the business is done for only 8 months. The rest of the 4 months there is no business due to the snowfall. Okay. So in such cases, what they do, they report the fiscal year for 8 months only. Okay. So 8 months is considered as a fiscal year for them. So that is the special case scenarios where we can define the shortened fiscal year. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the point, the structure of the fiscal year is like, Jan to December is 12 periods or 12 months, and there are 4 special periods used by the companies. This is standard. Now I believe you can subscribe. Yeah. So in any company which is doing the business operations, it is having it needs to close the accounts, right? And the closing of the accounts will be done and submitted to the government or the statutory or external boards when after the closing of year, right? So closing
Right.
periods, 4 special periods are taken. Means 4 special months or 4 additional months to close the accounts. Within this
Oh,
4 additional months, the account should be finalized and closed and submitted to the external reporting systems.
okay.
So that is the reason 4 special periods are considered for a fiscal year, irrespective of calendar year or non-calendar year. Okay.
Okay.
So altogether we have 16 periods as a fiscal year. And in SAP, K4 is an identification which is provided default for the calendar year, and accounting year it is V3 standard one.
Okay.
Okay. And shortened fiscal year, this is a special case requirements, and you need to create it. You need to create an identification for that.
Okay.
Already we have many shortened fiscal years listed in the SAP system also. So this is regarding the fiscal year. Now this is how the calculation goes with calendar year is month and dates. Okay, let me insert one more here. Oops. See, calendar year, if it is a calendar year, then it goes like days and month and days. Okay. For January, how many days we have?
31st.
31. So it goes like this. Okay, depending on the year. 28. If it's a leap year, then 29. Okay. Again, this is 31. This is 30. So it follows the calendar year. Okay, 31.
Okay.
And May, June, 30. 31. July, August, 31. 30. So this is the structure. Okay. So this is a calendar year. Up to this, if you look at, this is calculation called calendar year calculation. And if you are looking at the accounting year, first period according to the accounting year, it starts from April, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is first period. For the posting purpose, first period is April.
Yeah.
And second period is May. So it goes on like this. And if you're looking at the year, it is in the same year, okay? Like if say suppose, if I'm configuring the 2012 fiscal year, 2012 fiscal year, okay? Or else, okay, if you are calculating the 2013 fiscal year. Now, April 2013 is first period of the fiscal year, right?
Right.
2013, okay. And it goes on up to December, right?
Uh-huh.
Now 2013 is a 9th period, December, okay. According to calendar, it is December 12th period. According to our accounting year, it is 9th period.
Right.
Now January comes, right?
Uh-huh.
2014. January is coming, right? So when the January is coming, this is the 10th period, right?
Right.
How do the system take the value is, it minus 1 from the current posting year.
Okay.
This is what it is. Okay, I had given you the symbol, right? Minus 1. This is how it is. It minus the fiscal year, I mean the year which we are posting. So it is the data of 2013 only.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is how the calculation goes on. Up to March.
March.
From again April, it will be 2014. So it will be first period. So it is that cycle goes on. Okay.
Okay.
So this calculation already the system has given you, provided in the SAP system. If it is not provided, you need to configure in such a way. Okay. By default, the system comes with K4 and V3 and shortened fiscal years. There is no need for you to configure. But this is how the configuration goes on. This is the method. We'll see a maintain fiscal year variant. Okay, the steps. First step is, if you want to create a fiscal year variant in this manner, then this is the step. Already the system has this one, so I'll show you, and then we'll move to the next step. Okay. First step is maintain fiscal year variant. OB29 is the transaction code. Okay, OB29. See, here we have list of all fiscal years. K4, it is calendar year plus 4 special periods. Okay, 12 periods plus 4 special periods. Likewise, V3, it is V3 April to March plus 4 special periods. That is 12 periods plus 4 special periods.
Okay.
This is October to September, and these are different types of fiscal years according to the requirement. So either of this we can select. Okay, let me take K4, okay, calendar year plus 4 special periods. Or if you want to take, if you want me to take V3 also, there is no problem. It doesn't make any difference.
Anything.
Anything. Okay. So let's go with the calendar year. And if you're selecting, if you're creating a accounting year, you need to first create the new entry, create the description about this, and then you should define the periods also this manner, the same table structure, which I had shown you earlier.
Right. Yeah.
The same structure. Okay. So this, based on this, the calculation, the system will calculate the data.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry, it will calculate the inputs and all. So in this case, already the K4 is defined, so there is nothing we can do. And what we do is we adopt this K4 for the company code.
Right.
Okay. The next step is OB37. We are assigning this company code to the fiscal year variant. Okay. Assigning company code to the fiscal year variant. It means we are defining that, we are saying to the system that our company code is following the fiscal year called K4.
Yeah.
What is our company code?
No, I did not write down. I made mine.
Okay. See, our the training company code here is RPL1. Okay?
RPL1.
Yeah. So here I am assigning K4. Okay. Enter. Again enter. It is saying that, see, SAHI, okay, the company code SAHI, it is not having the posting period, I mean variant. This is not our error. Just ignore this and hit enter. Okay. And save the data. See, this is actually a little tricky one. In the initial stages you may get confused. One thing we need to understand, any message, see bottom you can see the message, right?
No posting possible.
Yeah, any message with colored yellow.
Yeah.
This is yellow color, right? Is an information message or a warning message.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference to the customization step. Okay, it is a error message, it is an information message, or it's an warning message.
Oh, okay.
Any message with red icon, it is error message.
Okay.
So here I get a information message. It's saying like no posting of possible without fiscal year for this variant. Okay. Just ignore this. Hit enter. Again hit enter. Again hit enter. Data is here. Okay. Enter. Data is here. How to find your company code in the list? See, initially what happens is when you give the transaction code, it will be like this, and your particular transaction company code is in this list. It is in
Right.
243, right?
Mhm.
Position button is nothing but it is similar like a search button.
Okay.
So I'm
Find
asking system to position it on front.
Okay.
I'm asking system to give to position my company code in front. That is the reason. Position. It is saying no. When I'm selecting this position again, it's saying no postings are possible. This is for some company code 001. Okay.
Right.
Ignore this and hit enter. Again, it is saying like something about this. Ignore this and hit enter. It is now giving the confirmation. Here RPL 1. Enter. Now it has positioned us in the front row.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So that is how search button or position button same.
Okay. Same function.
So your company code will be somewhere some list, right? So what you do is you select the position button and give your company code and execute it. It will ask against to that you give the fiscal year variant K4.
Right.
Okay. It is clear, right?
Yeah.
Then once it is done, you save the data. Again, when saving also, this posting periods are you get some information messages. Ignore them and hit enter until the data is saved.
Save. Okay.
Right on that point, because here most of the cases we get confused because this is the initial stage of this, right?
Right. So for example, in here like Sam's Club Group, and they don't have a fiscal year variant, so it's company soft SAP default something for this kind of.
It is saying like it is giving information saying like, see, you have configured your thing, but this is the the company code is not having the fiscal year variant. The other company codes. This it is informing you whether is this your input or whether is this your input or not, like this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we don't know whose company code is that, right? So we won't update that. We'll just ignore that.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. So this is how the fiscal year is identified, and in the real-time implementation, you as a functional consultant, you will be collecting the data from the client. Okay. And you will be putting a question to the client, what is your current fiscal year?
Okay.
The client will answer you whether it's an accounting year or whether it's a calendar year.
Okay.
If the client is confused with the terminology, then you will be explaining him like current year accounting year is from starting April to March, and calendar years from January to December. So that is how you need to build up the scenarios in your mind. This is the real-time scenarios how we tackle with the client.
Right.
Even as an implementer or a consultant working at the client place, I am supposed to ask the same questions in the same manner. But so, every question which is asked, it is not a verbal questions. These are all documented on a Word documents.
Okay.
Yeah, your question.
Okay, so what is the implementation?
Implementation means, see, the scenario is actually what you are learning here, SAP. Why you are, what is the need of an SAP, right? So, the client, what it does is, example, Reliance Petroleum Limited.
Right.
It has decided it is not satisfied with the current non-SAP software environment with the client. Means already it is using some software, right, for its day-to-day transaction postings.
Business. Okay.
Yeah. So it is not satisfied with this, the current one. So it has opted, it has searched in the market and it has decided that SAP is performing well compared to the current business process, current business, software.
Right.
So it has opted for the migration of the system from the non-SAP to SAP.
SAP. Oh, okay.
When you are migrating the client business scenarios from non-SAP to SAP, this is what we call implementation.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, because okay. Sometimes I see the job requirement asking about at least 2 implementation period completed or something like that.
In simple other terms, general terms or usage terms, what we can say is 2 projects.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
2 implementation, 2 projects.
Oh.
Implementation is an activity.
Oh, all right.
Okay. That's it.
Oh.
Any other question?
No, that's fine. Good.
Okay. So this is regarding the fiscal year. Okay. Now we are defining. Now we have defined what is an year, right? This year concept we have defined. Now we are defining what are the months. This part. Okay. This periods. We are defining what is a period. Okay. That is the step actually. Posting periods. You need to open and close all periods periodically. This is how the things goes on. Like, see, a scenario is you or end user is the company's end user. He is posting the transaction. His job is to post the business entries into SAP system. Okay, this is clear.
Yeah.
Now, this particular clerk, if he is allowed to post the transactions throughout the year, there is a chance of manipulating the data, right? Actually, some invoices which are not yet produced, which are not happened, he can post it in the past date, right?
Right. If the open.
If there are, if a facility is given that you, in this month, say suppose this is a January month, right?
Right.
And if a system is not properly logged for posting of the transactions, I can post the data using the past year's months also, right?
Right.
Actually, the data has not have occurred, but I can say that this has occurred. I can post a fake documents into SAP system. So, in order to control that, the practice is every month first date after every month end of the day after 12 a.m. sorry, the period should be closed. The posting period should be closed. That is a normally seen business activity period, month end closings, and the next period should open. Like this January 31st, after 12 o'clock midnight, this January period should be closed. Posting should not be allowed for any of the users in the company using the January month. The February month should be opened. That is how the system should be.
What?
So we are making these posting periods in that manner.
Okay.
First we are defining a variant, and then we are defining open and close posting period variant, and then we are assigning the company codes. This is the configuration step. The transaction code is OBBO. Defining a posting period variant. Here selecting the new entries, give the variant definition. It can be any identification, 4 digits, but to make my things easy to remember, I am using my same company code here as the identification. It is not compulsory, but for my sake, I am using this.
Right.
And then save the data. Okay. Next step is I need to open and close, define open and close posting periods. Means what are periods which are open, what are periods which are closed.
Close.
Okay. That kind of scenario. What I'll do is I'll straight away configure the real-time scenario here. Okay. Generally, what we do is we configure a global scenario, but you directly will see that. OB52. Select new entries button. Here, define the variant which you have configured in the previous step, RPL1. Okay, that is the identification. And here you give plus. Plus indicates what types of accounts will follow this rule. If I am selecting plus, it says valid for all account types. If I give a specific alphabet like A, asset accounts will follow this rule.
Okay.
D, customer accounts or accounts receivables will follow this rule. K means vendor accounts will follow this rule. So these are the specifications. I can control the postings also.
All of them.
So I'm selecting plus. When I'm selecting plus, there is no need for me to give the account range from account to account.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to specify any account range, also you can specify here. Okay.
Okay.
From period 01 year 2013 to period 2000. Sorry, to period is 12 2013 from period 2. These are the special periods, right? We have defined 13 to 16 special periods.
Okay.
To 16. Okay. This is normal, the normal default way how we define the posting periods. Okay. If these posting periods, the end user can post the transactions up to 12 months. Up to 16 periods, you can use this, settings.
Okay.
Okay. If I control this one to this, what happens? I said instruction 01 means January to period January. Means after 31st, after 31st January, the system won't allow any user to post the transactions.
Okay, in February or
because the period is closed.
Okay.
There is no next period which is opened. So month end, the concerned key user of the company or manager of the company, he will come to this transaction code and open it. The next
open
period.
it for the second period.
So he will say like 2.
2 into
2.
Okay.
Then the posting is allowed. For the month of February only. January month we cannot use the date and post it.
Okay.
Or March also we cannot use and post it. So that is a system actually we generally see in the business scenarios.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm using this open one. In the coming days I'll tell you how to filter this also.
Okay.
Actually 01 to 01 is real-time scenario. 1 to 12 is training scenarios. Generally we give 1 to 12, we open all the periods.
Okay.
But business implementation scenario is every month we open it. 01 to 01, 02 to 02, 03 to 03, like that.
Okay. So every month should be a consultant or someone else do.
Yeah, actually who does is the manager in the client side, person or employee of the company, he will be doing this. We as a consultant, we give authorization to him to change.
Change.
There is a support consultant who will be working. It is not like we have implemented, then after nothing is done. After implementing, someone should support this support project. Support the application. So client side members will recruit the support consultants. So in such cases, every month end, the support consultant job role is that he will be doing this kind of activities. He will be opening the periods and doing that stuff.
Okay.
Next one is assign company code to posting period variants. Assign company code to posting period variants. OBPP. Select position button. What is the use of position button? Tell me.
Search.
Yes.
Search the company code.
Yes. So if it is not founded in this first page, what you need to do? Always select position button and give it.
Okay.
Now here you assign the one variant which you have created. The variant identification is RPL1 only.
Okay.
So I had assigned this one.
Which is given.
Yeah. For our convenience sake, to remember the content, I am using same company code everywhere, which is possible. Okay. This is also recommended for training part.
Right. Okay.
So now other thing is field status variant. Field status variant. What do you understand? General meaning. What do you understand by this?
Field means so something require
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
requiring
correct.
particular.
Yes.
So
Here,
if we do the some step, it should be necessary to complete that this one, and then you can go further on.
So when we are looking at the transactions which are posted, see, normally, I think you have worked on the journal entries also, right?
Yeah.
So what we do generally when we are writing a journal entry, you write what is a debit and what is a credit, right?
Right.
And also you give a narration there. Narration or a text supporting the journal entry, right?
Okay, what is what
event, yeah.
mentioned?
So here we have, if you take the same example, you have a date field for the journal entry, right? And you have the journal entry account, and then you have the credit or debit of the journal entry account, and then again the corresponding credit, one debit, one credit, and you have a narration, right? Text. These are all fields, right?
Right.
So what field the client should client needs, and what field should be made as a mandatory or required or optional or a display. These options we will be studying his non-SAP environment, and then we will be preparing these notes. Okay. So in this example, if you see here, we are defining all the necessary fields which are used for posting of a transaction into SAP system. Fields are example like amount, description or business area, so on. What are the fields which are required by the client? You will be collecting all these requirements and you will be documenting it, and then you will be doing the configuration in SAP screens.
Okay.
And when you look at the nature of the fields, all in SAP altogether we have 4 types. One field type is a suppressed field, means you won't be seeing, this particular field, if it is selected as a suppressed field, it is not seen by the postings areas. It is totally hidden field, something like hidden field. Okay. Required field, without this field you cannot move further. Filling up this field only, it lets you to move next field. Example, if you remember, when we were creating the company, we had a field called country as a required entry.
Right.
That field was having a checkbox in that. It is a required entry. Okay. Likewise, the optional field. Optional is this field will be displayed, but it is optional up to the end user whether he fills it or not.
Okay.
And display is, it's a gray color. You don't find any input field in that. And it is totally gray. Display field. These are the 4 fields. Now we are defining this structure. What are the fields which are used for the posting scenarios? Okay. The configuration step is OBC4, define field status variant, and then once we have defined this and did the field requirements, then we'll assign that to the company code to the field status variant. Okay. OBC4 is the transaction code. Are you getting this video after the sessions?
I did not receive anything.
Then how you are practicing? Are you making a note?
Yeah, I make the note. I sent them email, but I don't know.
Do you have the Skype ID?
Skype ID, yeah, I have it.
You add my Skype ID right now? Because without the content, without proper content, you cannot practice it.
Yeah, right, yeah. Exactly.
Either you should be supported with the video or any document. What I'll do is I'll send you immediately the content. Okay, this one, the file which I'm showing you.
Okay, yeah, maybe you can email me. I put my I write down the email, so.
Do one thing. I'm sending you my email.
Yeah. No. Okay. I write down and.
No. Instead of that, you send me a test mail. Okay.
Okay.
That is my ID. Just send me the test mail. and I'll send you immediately. Okay.
Okay.
And follow the notes. Configuration
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, I will
So yeah.
after this class, I will send the email.
Okay. So this is the configuration step is OBC4 define field status variant, and this is the transaction code OBC4.
OBC4.
Okay. Here what you are doing is see, observe this. I am selecting. This is called as a block, BLOCK. Okay. So I'm selecting the block of 0001. This is a standard one, and we should handle it properly. And I'm selecting copy as button.
Okay.
And I am changing that to my field status identification. RPL1. And when we are copying, we need to make sure that we are not hitting the enter button or any other keys until this is done properly. If you are hitting it, it will take it granted and it will go move further to the next screen. Okay. So once I had changed this one, I am hitting enter. It asks me to copy all or select any one entity to copy or cancel. So select copy all option. So I am copying all the settings from 0001 to my company code. There are 42 entries. Okay, 42 entries, and hit enter. So this is confirmation. And now you need to save the data. Okay. Now we are defining what is the group which is mandatory, what is the group which is required or suppress or display. Now selecting our block, selecting the block of our field status variant, the one which you have created.
Okay.
Double click on field status groups. Okay. These people have. One second. Okay. So it will be like this 0012 in all this manner. So what you do is, this is a field status group which is used for general accounts. That is what it is. Okay. So double click on G001. Double click on G001. Double click on additional account assignment. Additional account assignment. You see there are 3 fields. One is suppress field, one is required field. Okay. You make business area as a required entry. This is business area and you make it as a required entry. Okay. And select back arrow once. Double click on general data. Double click on general data. Make text as a required entry. And save it. Once you save it there, it comes to this screen. Now double click on G005. Again, G005. Same step repeat. Additional account assignments, double click. Business area, required entry, back arrow, general data, double click. Text as a required entry and save. Same settings for G005 also.
Okay.
Now what I did, I tell you. These are all fields. Okay. You see the colors in a this one blue color. These are all fields which can be configured.
Okay.
Okay. Double clicking on this, you have all the fields which are used for the posting of the screens. Okay. As per the requirement, see, there are all fields. You can select all fields.
Okay.
Selecting the fields, you can study the requirement of the client and you select the fields and make it optional or required. Or if the client does not want some of the fields to be seen, then you make it as a suppress.
Hiding.
So this is how you need to configure it. Okay. You go through all these things. It is actually a very crucial area. Okay. If you are thorough with all the fields, what are the fields we have? Okay. If you are thorough with all these fields, I'm sure you can get a job that easily, just like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh.
But at least what I say is, don't try to navigate deep into the part. At least have a glance on the G001 and G005 initially.
Okay.
Then make a
Right.
habit of looking at these fields.
Oh, okay.
Now we have configured the fields, a sample field structure here, which are mandatory for any implementation. Okay. In any implementation, business area text are mandatory.
Oh.
Now assign company code to field status variant. Assign company code to field status variant. The transaction code is OBC5. Sorry. Here, selecting the position button or searching my, this thing, company code RPL1.
Yeah.
Here, assign the field status variant. If I give a different name, I need to remember that, or I need to search from the drop-down box. Yeah.
Okay.
Here, this is a drop-down menu. Okay. I can select this one and then give a search command, and then I can go further.
Oh, okay.
So
Fine.
these are all time waste. So what I do is, generally I remember my company code, so I give it easily. Anywhere which is required, I'll
Right.
give the same company code. It saves the time.
All right.
This is the field status. Okay. Now coming to the document type. A document type, like say general ledger documents are there, or accounts payable documents are there, or accounts receivables, or asset management. These are all types of documents which are used in the business, right?
Uh-huh.
So in SAP, the document types are identified with the technical, keys. SA is identified as a general ledger document type in SAP.
Oh.
KA, KR, KZ, these are all identified for accounts payable.
Payable.
Like they are identified with a number called 17, 19, 15. Okay. Likewise for receivables also DA, DR, DZ. For asset management, AA, so on.
Oh, okay.
So we as a consultant will be identifying and will be asking the question that how many types of business transactions are used by the company. So the client member will answer that they are using general ledger documents, they are using accounts receivables, accounts payables, asset accounting, and so on. You will be collecting those requirements and coming to SAP customization screen and doing the configuration for that. Already these document types are identified or created in the SAP system. The thing what you need to do is you need to identify the document type and give the number range for the document type. What is the number range? When you are saving a document, say suppose cash to bank, it is a general ledger document, right?
Okay.
Cash to bank is general ledger document. How do the system identify that this is a general ledger document? We need to instruct a system saying that a range, specified a range like 01 followed by a year starting from 1 lakh. 1 lakh is a document number.
Number.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
1,99,000.
Okay.
This is the instruction given to the system. Now, whenever SA document type is used for the posting of the screen for the fiscal year 2013, the document which is entered into the system will save this number, okay, follows in this range. First document will be identified as 1 lakh, second document which is saved is identified as 1 lakh 1, the third one is 1 lakh 2, and so on.
Okay.
And up to the range of 1,99,999. Okay, this is the range. These are nothing but instructions which we are giving, specifying an interval to the document type.
Okay.
So we need to do that. Now, this is the same example I had given.
Uh-huh.
Cash to bank documents posted in SAP system will have with the document number 1. Expenses to bank. This is another document.
Okay. Wow.
It is saved in 1 lakh 1. Okay. Likewise for the vendors, likewise for the customers also. No, different document numbers will be used for the different document types. Okay. The step is, first one, configuration step is OBS7. We need to define document types. Already SAP has defined it, so there is no need for us to define the document types. Okay. But I'll show you what is the document type, how it looks like. Okay, see, these are all document types. SAP system has given, and few of the users are also created. But creating a document type is not at all recommended until the document types are not surviving the purpose. If it is not surviving the client purpose, then only it is recommended to create a new document type. But we have seen in implementations, all the client business scenarios are covered in these document types. There is no need for us to create any document type.
New one.
As I told you, like SA is document type used for general ledger accounts. We are starting the general ledger accounts next, so we are defining the document type here, SA document type. Okay, this is a double clicking on SA document type. You will find these properties in this. SA document type is identified by system, SAP system, as 01.
01.
Okay, this is nothing but the second name of SA document type, alias name, to understand. Okay. And when we are reversing a SA document type, this is identified as AB. This SA document type is allowing assets to post the transactions. Asset accounting will be allowed, customers accounts will be allowed, vendor accounts, material accounts, general ledgers. These are accounts specifications. And this is how they control the GL accounts. These are all, more technical, inputs. These are by default taken, and if we know all these things, then we can, check according to the client requirement. Yeah. Any field, see, in SAP, any field you select and select F1, help. It gives the available documentation. What it is, it gives you here. Any field in SAP, you have F1 functionality. So whatever field you want to, learn about the content, just select that field, okay, and select F1. It gives you the documentation. You read this and understand what is this field.
What is it mean?
Yeah. Okay. It gives the business scenarios also. I can directly go from this screen, like number range information. I can select this and give the number range. Okay, I'll just show you. Then after we'll come to the steps. Either I can go in this manner. Okay, I can do the configuration, or I can separately enter into the transaction code. Like this is the initial transaction code called OBS7. I can use another transaction code called FBN1. And enter. In this manner also I can do. Okay. FBN1 is another transaction code where I can use
same like
yeah, same. Means this transaction code FBN1, the link has been given in this screen, OBS7.
okay.
If you are selecting this, it is turning to FBN1 only. Actually.
FBN1. Okay, yeah. Right.
So that is the link given there.
Okay.
OBS7 is the transaction code where we are defining the document types, identifying them and defining them. And FBN1 is the number ranges where we are creating. Okay. But what I recommend you is, initially, don't head with the document types and these things. Number ranges, it may little confuse you.
Okay.
What I say is, it is recommended to copy all the number ranges from the existing system to okay, no, let's go in the same manner. Okay. OBS7 is define document types. Okay.
Right.
We have seen what is the document type, right? We are defining about the SA document type. Now, SA document type has a property value called 01.
Yeah,
So we
0.
create it in this number. What I do is in OBS 7, I'll go straight away to OBS 7 and double click here, essay document type, and select number range information button.
Information.
Number range information button. It will bring me to FBN one screen.
Okay.
Give company code here. Select change intervals button. See, there are two intervals button. This is change interval button. This is display interval button.
Display.
The icon, you have the glasses icon, spectacle icon for display, and a pencil with a rubber to change. Okay. So we are selecting change intervals button. Select insert interval button. Here, give the property value called 01 for fiscal year 2013 from number 1 lakh to 1,99,000. Current number is 0 by default. Enter. Okay. And save. When you're saving, you get a message, transport number ranges intervals. Just ignore this, hit enter, and data is saved. Now, for SAP client, for client called RPL1, the documents related to general ledger will be posted with an identification called 1 lakh, starting with the identification called 1 lakh, up to 1,99,999. That is the instruction. Initially, essay document type is okay. Later on stages, whenever we are covering the vendor accounts, we'll cover up this, areas. And when we are covering up the customers accounts, receivables, then we'll configure the customer document types.
Okay.
Okay, so this is regarding financial accounting global settings. The next session we are starting the general ledger accounting.
Alright.
Okay. So I hope there is no confusion. Today you also practice this and you send me the test mail.
Okay.
Straight away I'm sending you the attachments. You practice that. Okay.
Yeah. I will send right away. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. See you tomorrow.